It doesn't feel like it, but in a few months, we'll be graduating from college. Yeah, it's true. It feels like just yesterday we met and got to know each other during orientation. And soon, we'll all be graduates. Mina smiled softly, reminiscing about their college days. Orientation? Huh? Remember when Yin confessed her love to Jungkook in the middle of the field? Oh, Yuna, please don't bring that up again. You know I was dared by the senior committee. Yin playfully hit Yuna with a nearby pillow, her face turning red. She felt embarrassed remembering that incident. Today is the third day of the freshman orientation, and they have all gathered in the middle of the sports field, sitting in rows on the grass. Yin couldn't help but continuously glance over at Jungkook. The new student had caught her attention from the beginning of college because of how handsome he was. Yin tried to find out his name and discovered that his name was Jungkook. All the freshmen were now busy writing down the agenda for tomorrow and preparing what needed to be prepared for the next day. However, one of their seniors was glaring at Yin, who seemed to be staring at someone while lost in thought. This caught the attention of one of the seniors, who thought Yin wasn't paying attention to the instructions. Suddenly, the senior approached Yin and stood right in front of her while she was sitting, and even now Yin seemed unaware that there was a senior standing upright in front of her, glaring at her. All the attention of the new students was now focused on them, and they all watched silently to see what would happen next. Then suddenly, "Hey, what's your name? Why have you been daydreaming and not paying attention or listening to the instructions given? Why haven't you been taking notes like your other classmates?" Yin, hearing the reprimand, was instantly shocked, and looked up to see a figure standing tall in front of her, staring at her sharply. Without hesitation, the senior took the open notebook from her hand and immediately noticed that the notes were still blank, with no instructions written down. However, on the empty page, there were only two words written: the name of someone, Jungkook. The senior narrowed his eyes and saw that Yin was a girl, so why was she writing the name of a guy? A thin smirk appeared on his lips. Who here is named Jungkook? Suddenly, the sports field fell silent due to the question from their senior standing tall in the middle of the field. Shortly after, among all the freshmen sitting, stood a handsome young man. "That's me, senior. What's up? Come here. Stand here. And you, Park Yin, come over here." Yin, who was sitting, widened her eyes, but she reluctantly stood up and walked towards the senior, where Jungkook was already standing. It seems that Park Yin has something to confess to Jungkook. Yin, aren't you supposed to confess your feelings to Jungkook now? Why should I do that, senior? Because you like Jungkook, don't you? You were daydreaming and not paying attention to the instructions given to you. You didn't even jot down any important notes for tomorrow while your other friends were busy taking notes. Yin was truly shocked to hear what the senior said. Indeed, she liked Jungkook, but that didn't mean she had to confess her feelings. She also knew for sure that Jungkook would be surprised by this, as they didn't even know each other because they had only been at the campus for 3 days. Come on, Yin, do it now, and after this, I hope you can focus on our activities without daydreaming like earlier. Yin looked at Jungkook, who was now staring at her sharply. It was clear that he was also uncomfortable. The other freshmen started whispering as they watched them. Come on, Yin, hurry up. After this, we will continue with our other activities. Yin felt so embarrassed, but she had already been humiliated. If she stayed here any longer, it would only get more awkward. Finally, after taking a deep breath, she spoke. "I love you, Jungkook. Please be my boyfriend." Silence. Everything fell silent. The entire field was hushed, waiting anxiously for what Jungkook would say. At the moment, Yin could only bow her head, afraid to lift it, preparing to shut her eyes tight. Suddenly, "No, I can't return your feelings." "But why?" "I don't know you. I just learned your name just now." The whole field started whispering, but fortunately, no one laughed. They found the situation tense, seeing Jungkook's cold demeanor and flat expression. Meanwhile, Yin could only hang her head in embarrassment and disappointment. She felt like sinking into the ground. "Well then, both of you, return to your places now. We will proceed with the next activity." Yin sat back down, feeling the urge to cry but holding it in because all eyes were now on Jungkook and her. After that incident, Yin and Jungkook became famous among the freshmen. However, because Yin was also beautiful, many male students tried to approach her, but her heart was closed. She didn't want to open up to anyone at the moment. Her focus was on studying. "Yeah, I still remember vividly how cold Jungkook was in rejecting Yin," Mina added, further embarrassing Yin. "Damn it, Jungkook was such a jerk, just pretending to accept me back then. What's his problem anyway?" Yin started to pout. Even though the incident happened almost 4 years ago, it still felt embarrassing to Yin. There's no way that cold guy pretended to accept you. He's just indifferent like that. Let's stop talking about him, okay? Mina, Yuna, and Yin are fourth-year students at a private university in Korea. They are classmates majoring in fashion design, while Jiyeon Jungkook, whom they were discussing earlier, is in the business and management department. Their faculty buildings are quite close. Currently, they are in Yin's room. She is the second child of Gihin and Hannah, successful entrepreneurs in the fashion and cosmetics industry. They also have a rapidly growing culinary business. Yin's older brother, V, is a pilot for a Korean airline, so it's no wonder that Yin's life is pampered with various luxurious amenities. 2 hours later, aren't you bored just watching movies like this? Yeah, we've even finished a lot of snacks here. Whenever Mina and Yuna come over, Yin always prepares plenty of snacks for them. Yin remains silent, watching a romantic movie in front of them, unaffected by her friend's complaints. I have an idea. How about we play Dare or Dare? Instantly, Yin turned her attention, her focus broken. Dare or Dare? Not truth or dare. Nope, we've been friends for so long, we know each other inside out. Truth or dare isn't exciting. Dare or Dare is much more fun. Right, Yuna? I agree with Mina. Come on, it's been so long since we played that game. Yuna exclaimed happily. Yin wasn't interested at all. She didn't really like this game. Although they were friends, Yuna and Mina wouldn't hesitate to give crazy challenges. Yuna once got the challenge to sing with her hoarse voice at the campus gate while holding a sign that read, "Please help me. I haven't eaten for a month." Of course, it drew laughter from all the students entering the campus. Mina once got the challenge to hug their famously cold senior, the head of the student executive board. Fortunately, their senior turned out to be quite nice and understanding, although Mina was extremely embarrassed. Luckily, their senior has graduated now. As for Yin, she once got the dare to confess her love to her young lecturer. Fortunately, the lecturer wasn't angry and understood Yin's behavior at that time. She also once got the dare to mimic cheerleading moves on the indoor basketball court when their campus held a basketball tournament, and she still remembered Jungkook's sharp gaze when she did that embarrassing act. Somehow, ever since that embarrassing incident and her confession to Jungkook during orientation, whether Yin was aware of it or not, Jungkook began to pay more attention to her. Every time they crossed paths, Jungkook always stared at her sharply. Even though Yin tried to pretend not to see him, Jungkook openly looked at her. But because of embarrassment, Yin always avoided him as much as possible. Can't we play something else? No, it has to be Dare or Dare. Come on, Yin. We have to enjoy our last days on campus with fun. Fun? Your definition of fun. Mina just chuckled softly at her remark. Okay, I'll go get an empty bottle. With enthusiasm, Yuna fetched an empty bottle from the table, a bottle that Yin had used the day before, apparently for drinking. Alright, let's start. Mina spun the empty bottle, and indeed, in the first round, the bottle stopped in front of Yin. Yuna and Mina clapped excitedly, happy and relieved not to be the target of the dare this time. Yin snorted irritably. Don't give me any weird dares, okay? I never promised that. What should it be? Mina seemed to be thinking hard before she then smiled mysteriously, which actually made Yin feel uneasy. So the dare is you have to kiss Jungkook in the campus corridor tomorrow morning. Crazy, are you serious? I don't want to. Where should I hide my beautiful face? I've had enough of being rejected by him in public. Can't we pick something else? No, it has to be Jungkook. It won't be fun with anyone else. If it were another guy, they would be thrilled to get a kiss from you. Yuna had been laughing all along, feeling sorry for Yin's pleading expression, but she also really wanted to see Yin do the dare. Please, Mina, what if he gets mad at me? His face alone is so cold, it's scary. Yin shuddered at the thought of Jungkook's face. No, Yin, it has to be Jungkook. Just consider it as a memento before we graduate, okay? I'm sure you'll be one of the most memorable students for him. But haven't you noticed? Jungkook always pays attention to you whenever you cross paths. He openly stares at you, even though you try to avoid his gaze. Isn't that right, Yin? Yeah, I've noticed that too. You both feel that way too? I've been thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to be too confident or assume wrongly. But I still feel awkward around him, especially remembering what happened back then. Anyway, I still feel uncomfortable. That's exactly why you should do this dare. I'm curious to see his reaction. Or could it be that Jungkook is starting to like you? Right, I'm curious too. Plus, until now, he has never dated a girl, or maybe he's just not the type who likes dating, which is why he rejected you back then. But it doesn't mean he doesn't like you deep down. Exactly, he's like an idol among girls, and I'm sure many girls have confessed their feelings to him, but he's never been close to any girl. It means he not only rejected your love but also everyone else's. That's right. This is getting more interesting. Yin, You have to do this. I'm sure something interesting will happen afterward. Something interesting? Interesting because I've been rejected twice? Is that what you mean by interesting? Anyway, he'll just be the subject of my dare. I'm sure this time he'll be mad at me. Or he'll fall in love with you. After what happened, I'm sure you have a special place in his heart. His gaze at you isn't ordinary, Yin. I can assure you of that. Ugh, whatever. It's up to you guys. You're driving me crazy. Yin finally resigned herself to the situation. There was no point in continuously refusing. Her two friends would keep pressuring her until she agreed. Yin sighed in frustration. Fine, just a kiss then? But beware, no one is allowed to record or spread it. Her narrowed eyes looked cute and amusing to her friends. Relax, relax. We won't record it. Just watching it with our own eyes is enough. The next day, Yin arrived at campus early in the morning. As far as Yin knew, Jungkook often left early and hung out in the faculty cafeteria with his friends. From home, Yin had mentally prepared herself in case Jungkook would be angry. Yin saw Jungkook walking alone in the campus corridor. His face remained expressionless as usual, making Yin even more nervous. After exhaling several times, Yin confidently approached Jungkook. Yuna and Mina cheered Yin on from behind. Hey, Jungkook. Jungkook turned, raising an eyebrow in question. He frowned in confusion. It was unusual for Yin to greet him. Yin moved closer and stood right in front of Jungkook. Without warning, Yin tiptoed and leaned in. She kissed his lips, causing his eyes to widen in surprise. Not only Jungkook, but all the students in the area who witnessed it were shocked by her actions. It lasted only a moment before Yin pulled away from their kiss and ran away from him. Yin felt extremely embarrassed. Yuna and Mina better watch out later, Yin thought to herself. Jungkook was still in shock, smirking slightly. How daring of her to kiss me and then just leave like that. Jungkook quickly pursued Yin and found her sitting on a bench in the back garden of the campus, her hands covering her face. Damn, I'm so embarrassed. What was your intention in doing that? Jungkook asked in a cold tone. Yin jumped in surprise. She didn't expect Jungkook to follow her here. Slowly, Yin lowered her hands, looking at him with a flushed face. Her lips pursed. Shit, how cute. I'm sorry, Yin said curtly, without looking at Jungkook. I don't need your apology. I'm asking what your intention was in kissing me earlier. Jungkook remained with a flat expression and calm demeanor. I confess, but please don't be angry, okay? Depends. Jungkook still maintained his cold demeanor. Yin was now standing, only 2 steps away from him. Actually, I was dared by my friend to kiss you in the campus corridor. Yin answered softly, her head bowed slightly, a little afraid of his sharp gaze. Her response somehow ignited his emotions. He didn't accept being made a pawn by the girl in front of him. The warm feeling that had briefly emerged earlier suddenly turned into disappointment and anger. So you made me a part of your game? You think that's funny? Jungkook snapped, making Yin startle and step back. He glared sharply at Yin, his breath racing. I'm sorry, Jungkook. You can be angry with me, but please don't yell like that. I'm scared. Her eyes were glassy, her body trembling. Typical of her, she still spoke like this in such situations. But Yin was genuinely very scared of shouting and loud voices. She had never been yelled at like that in her life. Jungkook tried to suppress his emotions. Although he seemed cruel, seeing her trembling in fear made him feel reluctant. If you weren't a woman, you'd be done for, Jungkook said in a low voice, making Yin shiver before he left her alone. The incident where Yin kissed Jungkook became a sensational news on campus for several months. It's no wonder, because Jungkook, who had many fans, felt heartbroken and angry towards Yin for daring to kiss him. Although there were also many who supported them dating or having a stupid phase with the incident. This made Yin reluctant to go to campus because there would be many students talking about it. Yin only went to campus if there was a scheduled guidance session. Yuna and Mina felt guilty. They didn't expect the impact to be like this. But what's done is done. What Yin is thinking about now is how to graduate from that campus as soon as possible. Since then, Yin and Jungkook have never met again. Why does my heart still race when I remember that kiss? Yin is currently lying on her bed. It's been almost 3 months since the incident, but Yin still feels her heart pounding when she recalls it. Jungkook is indeed handsome. I won't deny it, but he's very intimidating. I'm scared. Thinking back, since that incident, I haven't met her again. His lips sip the warmth of the coffee he's holding. Jungkook suddenly smiles faintly. Her lips were sweet. Even now, I can still taste that sweetness. Jungkook touches his lips with a small smile. He exhales sharply. That girl always has something, from when we first entered college until now, almost finishing college. Why does she drive me crazy like this? Can't she let me live peacefully? Forget it. I'll just let it go eventually. I'll forget it on my own. But the truth is, both of them couldn't forget that kiss. Until finally. And indeed, even after graduating, both Jungkook and Yin couldn't forget the sweetness of their kiss, despite it being just a brief kiss. After graduation, Yin helped her family's business, especially in the fashion industry. Her knowledge was very useful here. Yin was skilled at designing clothes, and some of her designs were even very popular in the market. Sweetheart, do you have any plans for tomorrow evening? Hannah and Yin walked into the company lobby, getting ready to go home. No, Mom. Why? Hannah's eyes lit up brightly upon hearing what her daughter said. Great. In that case, let's have dinner out tomorrow, okay? With Dad and V too. It's been a while since we had dinner together, right? Really? I didn't even know that Brother V has a today break tomorrow. Tomorrow, my friend and your father will also join us for dinner. It's been a long time since we last met. Is that okay with you? Yin frowned slightly, thinking that tomorrow was just a family event, but then she nodded, not wanting to inquire further. Okay, Mom. Silently, Hannah smiled to herself, hoping her plan for tomorrow would succeed. Tonight, Yin looked beautiful. The elegant long dress with a belt around her waist perfectly hugged Yin's slender figure. Her usually tied-up hair was left to cascade down, with the bottom slightly wavy. She wore lovely makeup that accentuated her charm even more. Wow, my little sister looks so beautiful. I've always been beautiful, brother. Did you just realize it now? Yes, indeed, and my little sister is all grown up now, ready to get married. V smiled mysteriously, leaving Yin both puzzled and suspicious. What's with suddenly talking about marriage? You're the one who should get married first. But I don't mind if you get married first. V teasingly provoked Yin, causing her lips to pout cutely, clearly enjoying teasing her younger sibling. V wrapped his arm around Yin's shoulder and ruffled her hair affectionately. Dad, V is being so mischievous with me. V, stop teasing your sister. Let's go. My friend has been waiting for a long time. Always the tattletale. V teased Yin, while she just stuck her tongue out before getting into the car. The restaurant they headed to was a luxurious one in Seoul. They were directed to a private room where Hannah's friend was already waiting. Yin was startled to find Jungkook in the room. Jungkook was equally surprised, but they both tried to cover it up and act as normal as possible. Why is Jungkook here? Ken, Soing, sorry for keeping you waiting. No problem. Let's sit. The arrival of Yin's family was warmly welcomed. Gihan, Hannah, let me introduce you to Jungkook, my adopted son. Soing smiled sweetly as Jungkook shook hands with Hannah. Jungkook, the little boy you used to take to my office? Wow, you've grown up so much, very handsome. Hannah smiled broadly, briefly glancing at Yin. She then pulled Yin's hand, who had been standing stiffly behind her. This is Yin, my youngest daughter, and this is V, Yin's older brother. Meanwhile, Yin smiled awkwardly and glanced down. V, seeing Yin's reaction, chuckled. Wow, so beautiful, right, Jungkook? Soing turned to Jungkook. Jungkook was slightly surprised, then nodded with a flat expression. Yes, beautiful. Yin's face immediately turned red upon hearing the compliment. She still felt very embarrassed to meet Jungkook. Yin still vividly remembered the foolish stare she had once done to Jungkook. V and the parents smiled happily at the current situation. Come on, sweetheart. Why are you standing all the time? Yes, Mom. Dinner was dominated by the parents. Yin, on the other hand, kept her head down, afraid to even look at Jungkook in front of her. V was busy with his phone. Only Jungkook occasionally glanced at Yin without her knowledge. There's something we want to tell you all, especially you, sweetie. Gihan looked at his daughter gently. Yin turned, looking at her father with questions in her eyes. We want to arrange a marriage for you. Those four words shocked Yin. She was very surprised by her father's sudden statement. Jungkook, on the other hand, remained calm. He already knew he would be arranged, as his parents had told him yesterday. Since Jungkook didn't want to make his mother sad, he just complied. What he didn't know was that the girl to be arranged with him was Yin. Jungkook only found out that it was Yin when Yin's family came and introduced her to him, although they had already met before. Why, Dad? Why do I have to be arranged? Yin's tone rose. She asked angrily why her parents didn't ask her opinion first. Sweetie, forgive us. We promised long ago to arrange a marriage for our child. Hannah gently stroked Yin's arm, calming her daughter. I still don't want to. Yin's voice trembled, making the parents worried. Auntie, let me talk to Yin for a moment. Jungkook asked for permission, and they nodded. Come on, Yin. Reluctantly, Yin followed Jungkook and they were now out of the room. You calm down, Hannah. Hopefully Jungkook can convince Yin. Since the beginning, Jungkook has agreed to this arranged marriage. Jungkook invited Yin to get into his car, and he started driving slowly out of the restaurant parking area. Yin still kept her head down, but secretly, she observed Jungkook, one hand on the steering wheel, the other one appearing relaxed. They both remained silent until a few minutes later, when Jungkook initiated the conversation. "Why did you refuse? Are you okay with this arranged marriage?" Instead of answering, Yin quickly turned the question back to him. "Yes, I am. Why?" "Because I don't want to disappoint my parents. And there's another reason that makes me more convinced to accept this arranged marriage." "You haven't answered my question yet. Why did you refuse?" "Because I don't want to marry you." Yin turned her face away, reluctant to look at him. Her heart suddenly raced. Meanwhile, in a somewhat secluded place, Jungkook began to pull over his car and park there. Jungkook held her chin, directing her beautiful face to look at him. "Get used to looking at the person you're talking to. Why did you refuse this arranged marriage?" He asked again, the question irritating her. "Why are you so annoying? Are you still embarrassed? Are you still ashamed because you once kissed me? Is that why you refused this arranged marriage?" He asked in succession, not allowing Yin to look away. She remained silent. "Hey, you don't need to be embarrassed anymore, Em. That's all in the past. I'm not angry with you anymore." Jungkook spoke softly, tucking her hair behind her ear. "I still don't want to marry you." Suddenly, Jungkook pulled Yin's nape, bringing their faces extremely close. "Don't forget you kissed me because of that damn dare of yours." Yin widened her eyes, feeling guilty and embarrassed once again. "It felt good, kissing me just like that. But what if I kiss you now?" "But you're not doing a dare right now." Jungkook was taken aback, then he turned his face away and chuckled softly. "So my reason to kiss you is only valid if I receive a dare like you did to me before, huh? That's a ridiculous excuse. So why do you want to kiss me? For revenge? Does that sound like a reasonable excuse?" Yin remained silent, their positions still very close, with Jungkook holding her nape to prevent her from moving away. "So you want to take revenge on me? Or maybe because now you're my fiancé, I could use that as an excuse. But I still haven't agreed to our arranged marriage. That's why I'm forcing you now to agree." "Why should I agree? Especially when you don't have feelings for me. After all, I want to marry someone who loves me." "Who says I don't have feelings for you? In fact, I have plenty of feelings for you. Anger, frustration, revenge, and all of those make me want you to be mine so I can torment you as much as I want." Hearing this, Yin flinched and reflexively tried to move away from him, but his hand on her nape prevented her from doing so. Jungkook chuckled softly at her reaction. "I won't let myself be tormented by you. You're so naive. Of course, I won't torment you." Hearing his words, she felt slightly relieved. Apparently, this man didn't intend to hurt or torment her. "My reason now is because I want to kiss you again. I want to feel it again." His hand, which had been holding her nape, now began to move to her cheek, his thumb gently caressing her lips. "You have no idea how annoyed I was when I found out your reason for kissing me was because you got dared by your friends. And don't blame me if I want it again now." "Want what?" "Want your lips again." Now his face began to approach, and yes, this time he was the one kissing her. At first, Yin was surprised. She wanted to avoid and pull away, but his hand still held her in place, preventing her from moving. Yin thought this kiss would be just a regular peck like she did to him, but it turned out his kiss was more intense. He sucked hard and even nibbled gently, making her heart beat fast. His head moved from side to side, deepening their kiss. So far, Yin hasn't responded to his kiss. She remained silent, but no longer resisted. Her hands subconsciously gripped his shirt. The gentle nibbles mesmerized her. She slightly parted her lips, allowing him to kiss her deeper. The kiss felt intoxicating. Yin and Jungkook closed their eyes, feeling every moment of their kiss. Finally, before he ended it, he sucked very hard, eliciting a soft moan from her mouth, and only then did Jungkook release their lips. Both of them seemed to regulate their breath to calm down. Their proximity was still close, with Yin still gripping his shirt. She only realized it when Jungkook looked down and noticed her hands. "How was that? My kiss is better than yours?" He gently wiped her wet lips. He chuckled amusedly, seeing her flushed face. Yin blushed and looked down, hiding her face in his broad chest. She cursed herself for reciprocating his passionate kiss. "Who says I don't have feelings for you? Maybe not before, but now it's different." "What do you mean?" She frowned in confusion, making her look cute. With a smirk, Jungkook pinched her red cheek. "Ugh, Jungkook." Jungkook just chuckled softly, then he gently stroked her cheek. "Since that kiss, I haven't stopped thinking about you. The sweetness of your lips always stays in my mind." His confession made her look down. "Yin, look at me. I don't know since when I've felt an unusual heartbeat. At that time, I wanted to meet and apologize for yelling at you. but I didn't because my ego was still high. We never met again, and it turns out God has another way to bring us together in this arranged marriage. Jungkook smiled gently, his eyes never leaving her beautiful eyes. Her heart warmed at his words. She smiled back. He held her hand, giving it a brief kiss. I love you, Yin. Will you marry me? So, you're proposing to me? Yes. You could say that, and I don't accept rejection. Anyway, we'll be getting married soon. You're so full of yourself. She lightly tapped his chest, making him chuckle softly. Will you? You love me too, right? Boldly, Yin wrapped her arms around his neck, gazing into his sharp eyes. I love you too. Actually, I've loved you since forever. I'm willing to be Mrs. Jeon Jungkook. Yin smiled sincerely, and Jungkook pulled her into his embrace, even lifting her to sit on his lap, kissing her forehead repeatedly and murmuring thank you. So, do we have an answer for our parents now? Of course, but wait, I still want to admire the beautiful face of my future wife. Since when did the cold Jeon Jungkook become so good at flirting like this? Since Kim Yin filled Jeon Jungkook's heart, Jungkook chuckled, amused by his own words. Actually, I still want to enjoy these sweet lips, but our parents must be anxious waiting for our decision. Alright, back to your seat. Let's go back. I'm sure they'll be very happy to hear this. Yin immediately got up from his lap and returned to her seat. Jungkook began driving again, holding her small hand throughout the journey. It felt warm and fitting in his hand. When do you think we'll get married? In a month. Really? That's fast. And you can't back out now, baby. Yin squeezed their hands tighter, giving her approval without words, and that was enough to keep Jungkook smiling.